clear the examination, right? Okay, so let's begin now, continuing from the same point, but before that, 5 questions for the day, and those 5 questions on your screen right now. We know the deal, 45 seconds for each question. Time starts now. It can be introduced in either house. No, censor motion can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. One is wrong. Unlike an NCM, it can be introduced only against an individual minister. No, NCM against entire government, but censure motion against single minister or the entire government also wrong. If passed, the concerned minister must resign. Not at all. If the minister is shameful enough, he may resign. If he does not want to, he will not resign. Remember, I also gave the story of Patel and Nehru. So none of the above are correct, which is the right answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. Please mark the answer. While calling attention motion is used to bring to the attention of minister a matter of urgent public importance. Okay. Now, unlike calling attention motion, zero hour is an Indian innovation. Unlike, it should have been like calling attention motion, because both calling attention motion and zero hour, both of them are Indian innovations, right? Unlike that, this is an Indian innovation. This means this is something else. Difference. So 2 is wrong. Extremely sorry for those who did not observe this, right? So A1 only is the right answer. Clear? Okay, everyone. Let's now move on to the third question. Please. Okay. All financial bills are money bills, but not all money bills are financial bills. It's exactly the opposite. If this is a financial bill, money bill is a part of financial bill, right? So all money bills are financial bills. Not all financial bills are money bills. Wrong. Joint sitting for passing money bills. For passing money bills, there is no concept of joint sitting. Clear? So both are wrong. How many are incorrect? C. Both 1 and 2. Fourth question for today. Words from the proceedings or record the house for being defamatory or indecent by the presiding officer's order. And if you make any kind of indecent statement, what kind of motion can be raised against you? Tell me, please. If you make any kind of vulgar, obscene, unparliamentary remark in the parliament, what kind of... Okay, great. It is a privilege motion which can be raised against you. In which house can the privilege motion be raised? Only in the Lok Sabha. Yes or no? How sweet. It can be raised in both the houses. DA means what? No definite date being fixed. If the date is fixed, we simply call it adjournment. And yes, casting vote is a tiebreaker vote given to the presiding officer. In case there's equality of votes on any matter, they can press this, they can cast their vote. Clear? All 3 correct. C is the answer. That got wrong. The relative precedence of private member bills, resolutions, notice of questions, etc. right, given by more than one member simultaneously for being taken up on the same day. How do you choose questions? If 100 MPs have given questions, which 20 questions draw of lots? Okay, so C is the right answer. Are we clear? It is all revision. Bhuvnesh, I think casting vote given to president, you taught in class. Sorry, Bhuvnesh. Revision is what I said in the class. You please revise your slides. Okay? Don't blame the faculty for your mistakes, sir. Come on, grow up. Okay, that's all for today. These 5 questions. Now let's move on to discussion. Of course, and for the enthusiastic people, the leaderboard for the day. Pallavi, Tulsi, Rani, Anita, Khushi, Kirtana, any first? The topic happens at the end. A copy is sent to Rajya Sabha. That Rajya Sabha, you also read, enjoy what is mentioned in the budget. Over the course of next few days, what happens? The discussion takes place in the House in general on the budget, right? In this particular phase of around 1 or 2 weeks, what happens? The government also gets to know what is the opinion of the members on the budget. Then the House is adjourned for around 3 to 4 weeks, right? Like in this case, the House was adjourned from 14th of February. It was, I think, from 12th only, because 12th, 13th were Saturday, Sunday. So 14th of February to 12th of March, the House was adjourned, right? In this stage, what happened? All the MPs who are part of various committees called the DRSCs, departmentally related standing committees. The MPs are members here. So respective parts of budget was sent to these parliamentary committees where discussions took place, and these committees prepared reports and then sent these reports to the presiding officer. All these reports then given to the presiding officer or the speaker in the Lok Sabha. Copy can be sent to Rajya Sabha also, but Rajya Sabha has no voting power, so what's the point? Okay. Now, based on these reports, only discussions take place in the House, and slowly and steadily every scheme is voted upon, is approved by the members in the Lok Sabha, right? So, okay. So now, voting on the demands. First step would be that DRSC reports are tabled in the House. Now, discussions take place on these reports, and what happens is on each and every scheme, every policy, every program, the members approve that program. So, cut motions are used. Cut motions. So what are these cut motions? Cut motions, again, are type of motions which are raised by members, MPs, to make modifications in the money being given for a scheme or program. That's cut motions. Cut motions can be of 3 kinds. Now think of it. Let's say we have the Ministry of Education, which has some schemes. So every scheme needs to be discussed. After discussion, the speaker will ask, House, should we approve the scheme? House says, ayes. Scheme approved. Go, enjoy. Next scheme, discussion. After discussion, House, should we approve? Ayes. Approved. Right? But sometimes on certain expenditure, the members can raise some concern. Clear? For example, let us say the government has come up with a new scheme. It says that, in our country, the big challenge is what? The big challenge is that people, kids in the midday meal scheme, kids are not getting sufficient protein, right? We are focusing more on carbs. So let's do one thing. let's start also giving them protein powder, whey protein, plant protein, whatever, to the kids in the midday meal. So let's have a scheme called Pradhan Mantri Body Builder Yojana. A new scheme government is planning to launch. Guys, this is just for explanation. There is no such scheme. Please don't mail me, sir, how to get this benefit of this scheme. Where is the government selling protein powder? There is no such scheme. Okay. So, Pradhan Mantri Body Builder Yojana. 1 scoop of protein powder. That's the scheme. And the government says for this we have to spend 10,000 crore rupees. How much? 10,000 crore. Now, when this money is being spent, the members can think the members can think that this scheme is of serious concern, because we don't really need to give kids 1 scoop of protein powder. Half a scoop is okay. Why to give 1 scoop? If you just reduce this 1 scoop to half a scoop, you can simply save 5,000 crore rupees. 5,000 crores. So the members can raise a proposal to reduce the demand made by the ministry by a fixed amount. That ministry, you demand 10,000 crores, we are willing to give you 5,000 crores. So that is called an economy cut motion. Economy cut motion. It represents wasteful expenditure. If at any point of time the MPs feel that the government is wasting money uselessly, they can raise this demand motion, and if the motion is passed, demand may be reduced by a specific amount. So in this example here, by 5,000 crore rupees. This is the amount by which the demand will be reduced. Point 1. Point number 2. Think of it like this. You go to your father and ask for a phone. I want an iPhone Pro Max, right? 1 TB, right? Your father says, why do you want a Pro Max? You just want to show off the logo only, right? No problem. You take the basic iPhone model, right? Simple. He is not refusing the demand. He is simply saying that demand is accepted, but I want to rationalize the expenditure. Why to waste money like this? Economy cut motion. Are we clear on this? This is what is economy cut motion. Then, second is token cut motion. When you are raising this demand to get a phone, suddenly your mom comes in and says, don't purchase anything. I am warning you. If you purchase a phone, he or she will only waste money in the looking at the phone, do nothing, no studies whatsoever. Right? Please do not. I am telling you, don't purchase anything. But see, the point is that an agreement has been done between you and your father. So largely, your mom can simply raise her concern, and she may tell you or tell the father that, see, I am telling you, if tomorrow he or she fails in one more prelims, don't come to me and say that, see, because I'll tell you, I told you so. Clear? That is called a token cut motion. Token cut motion. Sometimes the opposition may have a problem with a scheme. For example, think of this only. This bodybuilder yojana. The opposition says that I don't like. What is this nonsense? Bodybuilder yojana. Why do kids need protein powder and all? Waste. What if after 20 years we have only bodybuilders in the country? Nobody is studying, just wasting their time in gym only, right? So this scheme is bogus. What if because of high dose of protein, the kids have some kidney issue, liver issue, uric acid issue in future, right? So what exactly is the problem here is that the opposition hates this scheme. But the problem is that opposition does not really have the number. In the Lok Sabha, the government has the majority, right? Government has the majority. So opposition may not really have any control over where the money is being spent. Simple. So what they'll do is they just want their problem, their grievance, their issue to be recorded in the discussions of the House. Clear? So they may raise a motion called token cut motion. So they will say, Tanishka, what is this here? Sir, you can tell name of chapter. You have been responded to by the SME. Do you just want to take your name in the class? What kind of issue is this? Bombarding uselessly, not paying attention in the class and then bombarding with a message again and again, despite being responded to by the expert here. What quality of students do we have, some of you? I mean, it amazes me every day. Anyway, so the opposition raises this concern, and the concern is that this scheme is bogus, but since you control the majority in the Lok Sabha, I have no control. But we want our grievance to be recorded so that in future, if things go wrong, we can tell you, see, we told you that this will happen, right? If tomorrow the kids don't go to school but end up in gym only, we'll say, see, we told you, this government, right? So nothing happens actually. The demand is not cancelled, not been reduced. Why? Because if the presiding officer accepts, then the demand is reduced by 100 rupees. By 100. What's the meaning of by 100 rupees? From 10,000 crore rupees, you take away 100 rupees. What is a change in the demand? There is no change. But the point is that there will not be any change. The point is that what? As the opposition, my grievance has been on record now. I have been able to ventilate my grievance, right? That is the purpose of this motion, right? So token cut motion can be recorded. I mean, there's presiding officer can say, okay, opposition, don't cry. Write this on record that opposition has a problem with the scheme. Happy now? Sit down. And scheme is passed. Okay. So normally these motions are rarely raised because opposition also knows very well what is the point. No money being spent on any scheme is bad. Because if you raise a concern that the government is spending money on people's benefit, then the minister can use it. Look at this opposition. We want to spend money and they are saying that you are wasting money. Are we clear? So normally opposition will never raise a token cut motion to reduce a demand. They will always raise a motion saying that nonsense, spending so less, spend more. That's their concern. Are we clear on this? So it's just as a token amount. Token. Nothing specific. It is said that 100 rupees have been reduced. Meaning what? No change has been made in the budget. No modification has been made. It is just to say that opposition had raised a concern with the scheme and they were not happy with the passage of the scheme. This is what is written in the records of the House. Simple. That's it. Are we clear? This is what is a token cut motion. Nothing beyond that. Clear? Okay. But think of it. The budget is tabled in the House. opposition is discussing and the MPs also are discussing the budget. Eventually, the discussion moves on to a point where the members say, what is all this? Bodybuilder Yojana, nonsense, stupid scheme. This scheme, stupid. This scheme, everything is stupid. What kind of budget is this that you have made? A pro-rich budget, suit boot ki sarkar. Nonsense. We don't like this budget. We reject the entire budget only. And when the government says, that we want money, please, how will we run the country next year? People in the Lok Sabha say, how much money do you want? Government says, please give us 120 lakh crores. Let's say, assume 120 lakh crores, right? It's like you going to your father and saying, I want a phone, iPhone Pro Max 14, 15, whatever. Your father says, how much money? You say, just 1.5 lakh rupees, simple. And then I can take bathroom selfies and show to people I have an iPhone. Simple. And the MPs say, oh, 120 lakh crores, take 1 rupee. Go, enjoy. You go to your father and say, money. Father says, oh, take a 5-star, 10 rupees, go. Take 10 rupees, go purchase as many iPhones. And with the remaining money, you please also purchase some land in Dubai. No problem. This is what is called disapproval of policy cut motion. It shows disapproval against the underlying budget policy only. Everything is bogus, nothing is good. If approved, the total demand is to be reduced to 1 rupee. The total demand will be reduced to rupee 1. Now, with 1 rupee, what can the government do? How will they run the country? Right? So, the point here is, if government is like Shivaji the boss, then government can, do wonders. But nobody is Rajnikant, right? So, of course, why is this ever going to be passed in the Lok Sabha is the big question. How will Lok Sabha reject the government's budget only? Tell me, is it possible? Of course, it is not possible. The only condition it will be possible would be if there is some kind of coalition and other members are not happy. And if this kind of situation happens in the Lok Sabha, when a money bill is not passed, this begs a bigger question that does the government even enjoy majority in the House or not? So now forget the budget. You firstly prove your majority. So if approved, could result in government seeking trust vote. Are we clear? What is trust vote? Trust vote is a vote taken when the government wants to prove its majority in the House, which is as per Article 75, right? Clause 3. Trust vote is also called a floor test or a confidence motion. Clear? So these are largely bogus things only, never passed. Sometimes some of the schemes can be removed. Not schemes per se, some changes, right? For example, like say economy cut motion, this can be raised. Or sometimes, when the government brings some new changes, those changes can be rolled back. I'll give a very good example. So back in 2011, 2012, in the 2012 budget, the then railway minister Mukul Roy, right? He was from TMC. he was the railway minister, and railway had a separate budget, right? The railway budget was merged with the general budget in the year 2017. So he brought a change by increasing the fares of the passenger trains and AC trains and all for passengers. Now, this is such a big thing in our country. Indian Railways is not a very profit making enterprise for passenger trains. The railway tickets are very, very cheap, right? And sometimes it's free also. Free to travel. Depends on your skill, right? So government usually makes a loss only. Now, the point is that he increased the fare, not drastically, by a few pennies, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, etc. So some AC fare, let's say the AC fare is 1124 rupees, it is being increased to 1140 rupees. This kind of nominal increase was done, but the people did not appreciate it. The members did not like it. Very angry. What are you doing? The country is being burdened. You are making people suffer. 16 extra rupees. How can this middle class person who can afford an AC ticket but cannot afford 16 extra rupees, how will he bring 16 extra rupees? Oh my God. Right? Just like, the price of petrol, when it increases by 17 paise, people start suffering immediately. Right? Even the celebs start suffering with the increasing price of petrol. Right? So, of course, when the prices increase, the corresponding rate of commodities also increase. But we surprisingly find the middle class and the upper middle class start protesting against the price increase. Because now, how will they be able to enjoy their life? But anyway, so this was done, and because of the very poor perception in the country against this move, so the government said, okay, sorry, roll back, cancel, no increase in fare, nonsense. We are going back to old fares only. So this is what can be done on certain occasions, but otherwise these things are never passed. Okay, this is just a way to address the concerns of the members. Are we clear on this? Okay. And just like the other types of motions, you please tell me, cut motions, are they mentioned in the constitution or not? Let me see if you are able to apply your brains properly or not. Of course not mentioned. Why will they be mentioned? We discussed this earlier only, that motions are not mentioned in the constitution. So I thought I will not say this again and again, but motions are not mentioned in the constitution. Okay, done. So basically, if any opposition MP wants to raise some drama like this, they are free to do it, right? So roughly this time, this drama continued for around 10-12 days. And then what happened? Then one more thing. See, whenever you are bringing the budget, let's think of this. Minister for Defense, or rather, we already have this diagram somewhere, right? See this. See this. Observe. Minister for Defense has thought of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so many schemes. Minister for Women and Child Development, so many schemes. They all want money. So what do? We take up this scheme for discussion. Discussions over. Speaker asks, House, should we approve? Members shout, ayes. Approved. Done. Money granted. Demand accepted. Okay. Next. Again, take up this scheme program. Again, discussion, because reports are there, right? And after discussion, the speaker says, should we approve this? House says, ayes, approve. Now, sometimes certain motions or certain programs are not new. Those are programs or schemes which have been continuing for a long period of time. For example, the midday meal scheme only, or the Narega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, or the midday meal scheme? Yes or no? These are not new schemes. These schemes have been there for a long period of time, right? So why do you need to discuss the pros and cons of this scheme again and again? Makes no sense. So the scheme which are old and just continue, the MPs can skip that also, because you have to clear the budget before 1st of April, because the financial year starts on 1st of April, meaning this government has the approval to spend money from CFI till 31st March only. So they want to get the budget passed before 31st of March. They don't have time. Clear? So they may skip this scheme and move on to discussing this scheme. Again discuss. Members, yes or no? Ayes, approved. Again jump to here. Now sometimes 2 or 3 schemes can be interrelated. So to save time, the 2-3 schemes can be discussed together only. Together. And the House is asked, guys, should we pass all the schemes together? Members say ayes, passed. Clear? So then again move here, discuss this, passed, skip this, discuss these two together, passed. Eventually at one point of time, what is going to happen is that the time is coming to an end. Some schemes are left undiscussed. Now the speaker can say, guys, do you want to discuss everything now? Are you all okay? Should we pass other schemes also? All guys say, yes, sir, pass everything. It's okay. Nice. Very good. Let's pass everything. And the House ends all debate and the entire budget is put to vote. All the remaining schemes are put to vote collectively, and ayes all passed. Enjoy. Go waste money from the CFI. Are we clear on this? This is what is called closure motion. When you are closing a discussion, and look at this. Whenever voting on matter takes place after debate is complete, we call it simple closure. Now this closure motion is not important. I'm just helping you understand. Don't mug up the definition, please. Are we clear? Then closure by compartment, meaning what? The clauses of a bill or lengthy proposals are grouped into parts. An entire part is put to vote. Just like this we did, clubbing all the things together and voting on them together. That is called closure by compartment. Then next is kangaroo closure or kangaroo closure. So kangaroo closure means only important clauses are taken up for debate, and the intervening, the ones in between, are skipped over and taken as passed. Like here, we discuss this one, approve it, simple closure. Move on, discuss this one, approve it, simple closure. We leave this one and jump here. So this is kangaroo closure, hopping from one scheme to the other, leaving the middle ones and assuming they are passed. Are we clear on this? And lastly, as I said, that the entire remaining schemes are put to vote together, the debate is cut short and the matter is put to vote. That is called guillotine closure. Types of closure motions, not really important, but just to help you understand how things take place in the budget. Are we clear now, everybody? Or do we have some concern? Why they have these names, Ananya? Innocent question. Why they have these names? They have these names because how else will we know what is happening? What's the role of opposition in the House if every bill? Opposition's role in the House is to keep a check on the government and bring the flaws and faults of government in front of the eyes of people. That's their role, right? But if the opposition is allowed to obstruct the passage of budget only, then how will the country run, right? So that's there. So finally, all these demands have been accepted, right? So a bill is brought. That bill is called appropriation bill. This bill contains two things: all the demand for grants which were passed in the previous stage, one by one, right? Second, charged expenditure. What is charge expenditure? Please tell me. No discussion or no voting, only discussion. Together, these things are called an appropriation bill. I hope you know the meaning of appropriation. Appropriate is to withdraw, right? So this is what is called an appropriation bill. For example, in the recent case that was a previous this year, this appropriation bill was passed by the Lok Sabha on the 24th of March. Raj Sabha also saw the copy and they're very happy. They said, okay, very nice, take it, no problem, because they know that such bill is a money bill. It has no control over money bill. Clear? So this is appropriation bill. Once this is passed, the government can start spending money from CFI from the 1st of April. I hope you are aware of what is a financial year. Financial year is not January to December. It is from the 1st of April to 31st of March next year. Clear? This is what is a financial year. So once it is passed, the government can withdraw money from CFI. Okay. But one very important point, appropriation bill can't be modified. No modifications are permitted in an appropriation bill. Clear? It can be accepted or you can reject it, but you can't modify it. Can be rejected, but not modified. Again, why will this bill be rejected in the Lok Sabha? Makes no sense. But anyway, it may be rejected, but you can't modify it. No changes. It contains charge expenditure and you have just approved everything. So no scope of changes now. But a very important point to understand is that this appropriation bill is passed. Money is now being spent next year, that is from 1st of April. Where's the money coming from? How is the government spending so much money in the country? Where is the money coming from? Tell me. The money is coming from taxes, where people have to pay taxes. That is how the CFI is getting the money, right? So for that, there is a bill called finance bill. Finance bill. Finance bill is also a money bill only because finance bill contains tax proposals. Tax proposals like income tax, corporate tax. Are we clear? So let me just tell you, income tax, corporate tax, these are all taxes which are used or which are there only for 1 year. Every year to impose the same kind of tax, you have to get this bill passed again and again. Now, finance bill can be accepted, it can be rejected, it can be amended, right? And actually, Once this is passed and signed by the president, once approved, plus of course assent of president, the budgetary exercise is complete. So this is what completes the budget. So finance bill when passed, we say the budget is now done. Now the government will receive money, impose tax, get money, and can also spend money. Clear? Okay, that's it with respect to the budget. Just a small point here. So I have given this charge expenditure. What are those elements of charge expenditure? So the salaries and allowances of all these people is charge expenditure. The pension to judges of High Court is charge expenditure. Debt charges. If the government has to prepay some loan repayment, that is a charge expenditure. You cannot modify or change it. You have to pay that. That's country's liability. Or any sum required to satisfy any judgment, etc. If the court orders government pay compensation 35 lakh rupees to some victim, then the parliament cannot discuss should you pay 35, let's make it 32. No, that's not up for discussion. I mean, up for voting and modification. You can discuss and all, but you can't modify it. Simple. Are we clear? And then any other expenditure which the parliament, what is bylaw? What's meant by bylaw? Tell me, what is bylaw? Simple majority, by law. So if parliament by law declares any other type of expenditure, that can also be called a charge expenditure. But as of now, these are charged expenditure. Clear? That's it. We are done with the passage of the budget. Now, since we have discussed the budget, what is relation between financial bill and budget? No relation, Bhuvnesh. Financial bill, the budget is a type of financial bill, right? This is finance bill, revenue. This is a money bill.